build the Lord. Hey, you guys, how you guys feeling today? This is LaDon. I am in the house. And if you like my video, watch another one. If you want to subscribe to my show, subscribe. You want to like. And I'm having a good day, I'm having a good day. I'm gonna be a big channel one day. I believe in it. But right now, I'm getting 5 views, 9 views. It is what it is. Hey, being on here is not easy. I'm being real. You gotta work hard and you gotta be dedicated to be on YouTube. I'm just being real. They don't just blow you up in like 6 months. You just gotta keep working hard and then eventually somebody will like you and see you. But what I want to talk about today is finding a new place is hard. Finding a new place, living with somebody, moving from your place of your own, moving it with somebody else. That's extremely hard. And during that time, I was living on my own and I was struggling. I stayed at these little jobs, like little Walmart, Kmart, Pizza Hut, Stay at the Brothers, jobs that don't pay you nothing and you just struggle and it's not worth it. Always go get a job and achieve more in your life. Go out there, get a job that pays well. Because you want your own place, get a stable job. Don't get a job when they say, hey, you got 20 hours this week. Next week you got 35. Next week you got 10. It's not good. It's not good. It's a headache. It's stress. Leave them jobs alone. If the schedule is not giving you 40 hours a week, leave the job alone. It's not worth it because you're trying to pay your bills, and I'm being real. Them jobs out there don't give a damn about you. Get you a stable job. Work for the county. Go to get a degree, make damn good money, okay? Sometimes we still in them jobs and we struggling and God is telling you to move, hey, do better, It's a good start off position. McDonald's is when you're a kid, it's a good job. Burger King is a good job when you're a kid. Okay? When you get older, y'all pay bills, you want to have a baby, you want to have a family, go out there and do something with your life. But what I want to say to you is that I struggled and I didn't get to pay my rent. It was hard. It was hard paying my rent. So I lost my apartment. And during that time, we had Craigslist. It was Craigslist. And that's how you find, trying to find roommates in new apartments. And I remember I went to his apartment down in Pomona. It was in Pomona. And they were like, it was a sheriff. He was like, hey, come on down. I got your apartment. We got a room in the back. And I was like, all right. And so I drove down there and I walked in and it was cool. It was a nice place. It was a little ass room. And, it's hard to live with somebody else. I'm being real. If you got your family, stay with your family. But living with somebody you don't know, it's kind of scary, it's spooky, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it, But if you got to live with somebody, you got to live with somebody. But when I was there, I stayed with the sheriff. The guy had a nice room, and it was kind of leery. And then they had this guy. He was kind of fruity, fruity. And I'm not gay. And he was like, if you move in with me, we can go to the gym together. I was like, I'm not gay. But he was just throwing his hands like, we can go to the gym together. And I'm like, and I was like looking at it like, I'm not gay, so I was like, I'm not going to the gym with him or nothing like that. I don't think it was right during that time. I don't think we were a good fit. You know what I'm saying? I can see if a woman was like, hey, we could go to the gym together. That'd be different. But a dude, sitting there watching me building my muscles up, nah, I'm good. I'm just not that way. Nothing against nobody, but I am not that way. So I left that roommate. I left that apartment. I just stayed there at that house. I think it was a house. I didn't move in and everything. So what happened was I went to this room. Wait a second. drinking. But I went to his house, and it was his house I went to, and it was a nice house. I was on Craigslist. I'm looking for a place to stay. I found this beautiful room. It was upstairs in his house. It was nice. They said, Don, give us 700. It was like 500 at the time. And I was like, this is cool, you know? And in the house, they were downstairs. The people were downstairs. We got a separate room. I said, this is cool. And I thought about it. I was like, this is a real nice spot. So I went outside. I started talking to my mom, like, Mom, I finally found a spot. It'd been hard to find. And I think I definitely found a spot. She was like, good for you, son. Do your thing and stuff. So I was happy about it. But this lady, she kept looking out the window like this. And I was looking at her like, why does she keep looking out the window? She kept looking out the window. I was like, why is she looking at her? So I opened up the door. I knocked on the door and opened up the door, right? And the truth was, I was about to get this apartment. About to get this room. And there were 25 dogs. It was dogs everywhere. And I was like, that's why she's looking out the window. It's 25 dogs that she lived with. And I was like, I'm not going to live with 25 dogs. They're the dogs. And she was like, I'm sorry, LaDon. I do have 25 dogs. You say we were there moving in an apartment with 25 dogs? No, I'm good. I'm good. So I left that apartment. I did leave that apartment. I didn't take that apartment or nothing like that. So I went to another apartment. I traveled and looked for old Craigslist at the time. This was like 20 years ago. And I went to this place, and I gave this, it was an older lady. She was in Covina, West Covina at the time. And she lived in an apartment. She lived in the house. And she had a room for rent. It was really nice. The room was rent. And she had a room next door and everything. I liked it. It was like, had the kitchen. Like, places that you like, it's like there's a long list of people that want that same apartment. Now, I'm being real. The ones that you like, come on down and see, you're the only one? Nobody wanted that. But when they always tell you, hey, we got an apartment, we got a place we can rent and stay at, there's a room for rent, but we got about 5 people ahead of you, that is a nice place to stay. Remember that. Anybody say, hey, we got a list, we got about 20 people looking at the same thing, it's a nice place. It was a nice place. So I went back to that place. It was nice. It was a kitchen. She had the room right here, and she had her room over here. I had my room over there, and I was sitting there. She was talking to me. She was an older lady. She said, LaDon, do you like the place? I said, yeah, I like the place. She said, if you want me to keep the place, just give me $300 down, and I will keep the place. And I was like, all right, then cool. And she was like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll hold it for you for $300. I was like, all right, cool. And she was getting dressed. I'm being real. She was getting dressed. Good. Put comb in her hair after I gave her the $300. And I'm like, where are you going? She says, I'm going to Vegas. I was like, okay, she's going to Vegas with $300. She must got more money or something. I don't know. But she was gone. But I was like, I'm going to get the place next month. She's like, okay, don't worry about it. I'll hold your place. I said, all right, then. So I'm all happy, telling my mom, I got my place. I finally got it. It was really nice and everything. So that month went by. I went down there, and I said, I got that place. I thank you for holding it. I appreciate that. And she was like, don't worry about it, done and stuff like that. And I was like, so how much is the deposit? At the time, I said, I know I gave you 300, and I know it's 500 total, so I just want to give you $200 more. She was like, mm-mm. She said, you got to give me $500. I was like, I gave you $300 to hold the apartment. She was like, that was just to hold the apartment. You still got to put the deposit in the red. I was like, you just took my damn money. I was so mad. She took my money. I wanted to beat the hell out of her that day, but I knew she was a woman. But she took me for $300. She thought the money for apartments for me to hold it for a month, $300. I was so mad, man. I was mad. And I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to know what I'm gonna do. So after that, I went back on Craigslist again, and I looked for an apartment. I was looking for an apartment, and that's some good beer. Y'all gotta get some beer out there. But anyways, there. I went on Craigslist, and there was another apartment. It was out there in San Bernardino. And I was still looking for places to rent because I was like, I'm not going to live with my mom. I'm not going to live with my brother. I'm a man. You know, I'm going to do what I got to do. I ain't going home. You know, I didn't want to strip. But I ain't going home. I'm a man. I got to do what I'm a man. And I played this other listing. It was in San Bernardino. And I got there to the place, and the house was a little spooky. It was a little spooky. I walked up to this house. It was like an old house, and it was a spider web up on top. And I don't know if it was a spider, but it was a big ass spider web. I'm like, okay. And I knocked on the door, boom, boom, looking at the spider web, like, okay, this. And I didn't hear nobody. I said, okay, nobody's here. About to go. They opened up the door. It was an old man standing there. He was about 79. He was like, hey, LaDon, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing pretty good. I've just come here to look at the the room that you got for rent and stuff like that. He was like, you come to look for the room that I got on Craigslist? I was like, yeah, I'm here to see the room. Can you show me the room? So he said, yeah, I'll show you the room. So he turned himself around, and the room was on the right side. He opened the door. Here it is. I said, that's a decent room. He was like, yeah, it was a nice room. That's where my brother died. Oh, did you just say your brother died? Yeah, my brother died a month ago, and I have the room for rent now. What happened to his brother? Oh, it's a long story, but he died. Oh, okay. I said, I said, hey, let me go look at the house. I said he died. Hey, it was good. It was good for the roommate. It was like $300. All right, a month. I can deal with that. Somebody died in there. You know, it's kind of spooky, but never sat in the room when somebody died at. But I was thinking about it. I said, can I see your house? He said, he stared at the door. He like, come on in. I know I was already in. My bad. He was like, let's go to the kitchen. So I went to the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen, and we seen the kitchen. And I seen the living room, and he was standing there. And I seen all this dog fur all over the house. I was just like, he got cancer, something. And then I was like, excuse me, sir, you have all this dog fur. He was like, yeah, I let my dog in sometimes. My dog's outside. I was like, oh, let me see the dog. He said, okay. And I went to the window, the window and the glass window. He didn't let the dog in, but the dog was outside. And I'm looking at the dog. And the dog looked at me. And he was like, I said, what? What's going on with the dog? And the dog was like, I was like, this dog is old. It's got an old dog in the house. He said, do you like my dog? I'm thinking in my head like, you're both old and I don't want to stay. I'm thinking like, I want to stay here. I looked at the dog again. I was like, man, I never seen an old dog. The dog was old. And I said to myself, I just said to myself, I gave up. I said, let me just go ahead and live with my mom or my brother. My brother. I said, I can't do this no more. I couldn't. His brother died. He had an old dog, and it was dog fur on the TV. It was dog fur all in the kitchen. There was dog fur everywhere. I don't know what the hell was this dog. It was crazy. I got the hell out of there. And he stood there and he said, thank you for coming. You the 50th person that I showed, but nobody wants to stay. I was like, you got about, it's not good. I wanted to tell him that, hey, nobody's going to stay here. Sorry, nobody's going to stay here. So I went ahead and stayed with my brother. I stayed in the room with my brother. He gave me a place. He said, no, you can stay with me. So I stayed with him. And was it fun? No, it was not fun. Being into a house with no signal, it's not fun. When you got a phone and you gotta see. You ever been anywhere somewhere where there's no signal, like in your apartment or house, you just talking like this, like you got to hold yourself in one place. So yeah, you move a little bit and it goes, hello? Oh, hello. Wait, I gotta, wait a minute. Wait. I'll be standing like this and standing in the air talking. So yeah, how you doing? It was weird, man. I left, but I stayed with my brother. I appreciate my brother letting me stay. I love my brother letting me stay with him and stuff like that. My brother had a nice house, and I stayed with him. He didn't take no money from me, but that was it, man. And what I want to say to you guys is, it's hard to find a roommate, or it's hard to live with somebody else. Sometimes, if you live with somebody, appreciate who you live with. Thank God that you guys get along. Because it's extreme. I know that was 20 years now. I bet it's even harder now. But my recommendation is, like my mom always told me, and my dad told me, get your own place. And always stay on your own. Now, if you want to live with a woman, I did live with a woman. It was no headache. It was just the same routine and everything. Living with a woman was cool. I didn't have no problem with that. But living Trying to move with somebody else is extremely hard out there. So I know all the people out there trying to find your place to live. Pray before you go because there's a lot of crazy weirdos out there that I didn't know. And I moved in with my brother, and that was just what it is. So appreciate who you guys live with. If somebody's not giving you a headache, stay with them as long as you can. And if you can't afford rent, I don't believe you should go get a second job and like work to death. I see people work 2 jobs just to survive. Instead of doing that, go get a great job. Pass that test, work for the post office, work for a government job, do something that you can make a lot of money. Because these rinky-dinky jobs out there, that comes by millions. They have high turnovers. Nobody wants them jobs. It's good to just work there and leave. And I couldn't understand, y'all, that why you want a job for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday is for a job you really like. But if you do not like your job, get a job when you don't have Saturday and Sunday off, when you can get a better job, when you can put in for applications, when you can go for the interview on Tuesday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday, nobody's interviewing them times. But if you want to get out your job, get a job that you can get off on the weekdays. We can find another job. But finding a job that lets you off on Saturdays and Sundays, it's hard to go for an interview and all that. But that's my recommendation. I always wanted a job with Saturday and Sunday, but I hated that job. But it was hard to go find another job. It's best to find a job where you can be like, hey, I'm off on Wednesday. You can interview me that day and we'll be good to go. But that's my recommendation. You do what the hell you want. But that's just my life and my experience trying to find a new place. It's hard. It's really hard. So if you got a brother or sister, go ahead and stay with them. Staying with people you don't know, it's kind of scary. Because you don't know who they are and you don't know what they're going to do. So I recommend stay with your brother, friends, somebody you know, not some stranger. But if you stay with a stranger, hey, it is what it is. I've been living on my own for 12 years. And I love it. And you ain't gonna love living until you live on your own. You can live with roommates, you can live with your friends, your cousins, but ain't no place like home. You can go to somebody's house and they can be the beautifulest home and they got the nice room and they treat you right. They do everything cooked for you, but it's not no place like your own place. So appreciate what you got. And all the people that got their own apartment, be happy. Because there's a lot of people out here got a roommate. A lot of people don't have their own place to live. Keep paying your rent and just live your life to the fullest. But I had a good time with you guys today. And it is what it is. My name is LaDon. What I want to say to you guys is, bye!